welcome. It's Psychic Cynthia here, Spiritual Psychic Cynthia Killian. And welcome to you, my fellow spiritual psychic travelers on the path. I'm logging on today to just remind you, and really myself as well, to remind us of the importance of spiritual cleansing and clearing. And it seems to me lately that there's been an increased need for cleansing and clearing on these spiritual and energetic levels. Do you know that energies and vibes can get, sort of attached or logged into your aura? Like, in other words, there can be a backlog of stagnant energy. Do you know that if you don't move the energy on a daily basis, if you don't, clear it and cleanse it, stuff can kind of get stuck? And not just negative stuff, but yes, negative stuff can attach. And I think most of you on the spiritual path know that. But the aura can just get kind of yucky. And when I say the aura, if you haven't heard that word, most of you probably have, but I'm referring to, on a basic level, the energy body. And of course, you could look at the multiple layers of the energy body and get complex with it, but you don't really have to understand that cleansing is needed. And, more than ever, I think, in our lifetimes, because of, the traumas of the past 2.5 years, because there are increased stressors, and even if that weren't true, if you're opening to energies, you're opening to energies, right? So you need to make sure you're doing daily clearing. And there's a lot of different ways to do that. And then you can do special clearing, right? So do you hear me? I'm saying daily clearing, daily cleansing. Find something easy that you can do every day, or, at least as close to every day as possible, that will help you clear out the energies. And then you have your special things. Like the other day I used sound and incense, so like smoke, scented smoke. You could also use sage. I did that to clear my entire house, and that took a beat. It took more than one beat, okay? So that's a more intense cleansing, but pretty much every day, every night at least, maybe every morning too, I like to go through a process of just clearing my energy field. And there's different processes that I personally use, but if you're shopping around and looking for some suggestions, what I would say is to start with some kind of color visualization or a light visualization, just basically blasting yourself with the light. Or I actually like to imagine the different colors of the rainbow cascading over my aura and clearing it out. And that's a really nice one to do in the morning, to take that shower of healing colors, or it could just be 1 or 2 colors, whatever your intuition leads you. In general, you've probably heard of this, the white light is known to be a powerful cleanser. I like to work with variations of the white light, and my favorite variation is the opalescent white light. So that's sort of like colored like a moonstone. That might help you conceptualize of it. It's a white light with soft pastel tones of all the other colors, so it brings in other higher vibrations to work in the light body. But it's whatever your intuition leads you to work with is most important. So, just kind of cleanse it out with some of that light energy, and then set an intention. Do a statement, something to the extent that, you are now releasing any negative energies or any extraneous energies that do not belong. You're asking, and you can call in your guides first. After you do your light, you can call in your guides and ask them to assist with this, and then just simply ask that whatever is not for you, whatever is not beneficial, whatever is not good, be taken, be dissolved, be cleared away. Now, one thing I want to say on this, I personally believe it is very important to connect with divine energy in some way first before you do your clearing part, where you ask for the energy to be taken away that you don't need. The reason for that is because It takes energy to clear. So if you're just going about and doing your saging, or even, just doing the white light only, actually the white light will connect you with divine, but if you have the awareness that that's what it's doing, but if you're not connecting in with divine energy, and by divine I'm using that term broadly here to not just be like the source energy, but let's say the divine levels of beings, the beings that are more evolved, of a higher energy. So you want to tap into your guides. You want to tap into your own higher self. You want to tap into source, to God, goddess, the divine, before you get in there and start doing any major cleansing, because you'll want to utilize the help of your guides, of the masters, the sages, the ancestors, even your angels, of source itself. You want to utilize the help of their energy to help you cleanse and clear. I have seen happen sometimes where people have major situations where they need to cleanse and clear. And you can tell, okay, how do you tell? Stuff starts going wrong. I was going to use a different word. I'm so proud of myself I didn't use that naughty word. So things start going wrong. And, just inexplicably, things start going wrong. Or you start feeling funky for no reason at all, and you don't normally feel funky. That's definitely a sign that your cleansing is overdue. But what will happen is, so let's say somebody got in this boat. Maybe you're in this boat right now, and you just don't feel right like you normally do, and you can tell something is off. Or maybe things are flying off the walls, and you've got weird spirit energy. That's a whole nother level. It usually doesn't get to that level right away. Things start, not feeling right to you, and that's a sign you need to cleanse. But by the time you feel that, your energy has already been impacted. In other words, you're already getting drained or wore down. So if you go into doing the cleansings just relying on your own energy, the cleansing process will actually drain you worse than when you started. Did you hear me? Rewind, take a beat back. I just said that if you're only relying on your own energy to cleanse, especially if that energy's been compromised, then you could just be drained further by the cleansing process instead of helped. So again, just call upon your guides, your angels, your totems, your ancestors, whatever beings that you work with on the spiritual planes, and source energy. If there is a favored ascended master or deity that you work with, call upon them. Or should I say that works with you? That'd be a better way to put it. But your allies, your spirit allies, call upon them. Ask them to help with this cleansing. Ask them to do it as much as they can, especially if you're in a weakened state. And that will get it done. You don't really have to have special ceremonies. We do the ceremonies because they add power and energy, and use of certain plant medicine, for example, to clear the area, or just different rituals and things. Yes, it adds power and energy, but the crux of the cleansing is simply you connecting with your inner light, connecting with the divine in some way, or the divine beings, the powers, let's just say, and then asking and setting the intention that any negative energy or any energy that is not for you be released. And that's what you need to do, and that will help you get back on track again. And I suggest doing some form of this daily, if possible, at least several times a week. You might even do it a few times. A day, I'm saying. Like, you can kind of get it down to where you can just say some simple prayers internally and make the connection in your consciousness, set the intention, and it can be done in a few minutes, once you get experience at it. Now, for more difficult situations where, it feels like things have really gotten out of whack, you might need to do a ritual or a ceremony of some kind. But you can start here. You can start with the process that I've described, and that's a good beginning. Alrighty, I hope you found this helpful. And until next time, go do your cleansing and clearing and get your aura sparkly and shiny again. Bright blessings.